Your gut makes 90% of your serotonin, not your brain. After 50, this chemical factory starts shutting down, and most people have no idea. But here is the good news: 5 specific foods can restart it, and scientists just confirmed which ones work fastest. Here is something that will change how you think about your body. You have a second brain. It is not a metaphor. Your gut contains 500 million neurons, more than your spinal cord, and these neurons talk directly to your brain every single second. Scientists call this the gut-brain axis. But here is where it gets fascinating. After you turn 50, this communication highway starts experiencing serious traffic problems. The bacteria that keep this system running begin dying off. And when they disappear, so does your mood stability, your memory sharpness, and your immune strength. A landmark study from University College Cork tracked adults through their 50s and discovered something remarkable. The diversity of gut bacteria dropped by 40% in people eating standard Western diets. But those who made specific dietary changes, their bacterial diversity actually increased with age. The question is, which changes made the difference? Let me explain why this matters so much. Your gut bacteria do not just sit there digesting food. They are chemical factories producing neurotransmitters that directly control how you feel and think. Here is the number that shocked researchers. 90 to 95% of your body's serotonin, the molecule that regulates mood, sleep, and appetite, is manufactured in your gut, not in your brain. When your beneficial bacteria decline, serotonin production crashes. This is why so many people over 50 experience unexplained mood changes, sleep disruptions, and cognitive fog. Their second brain is literally starving. But that is not even the most concerning part. Your gut bacteria also produce something called short-chain fatty acids. These molecules cross the blood-brain barrier and directly fuel your brain cells. When production drops, your neurons struggle to function properly. Memory lapses, difficulty concentrating, that tip of the tongue frustration, these can all trace back to an undernourished microbiome. If this is opening your eyes, drop a like so more people discover this connection. Now here is where it gets really interesting. Why does the microbiome change so dramatically after 50? Scientists have identified 3 major culprits. First, stomach acid production naturally decreases. You might think less acid sounds good, but that acid actually helps beneficial bacteria colonize while killing harmful invaders. Second, the immune tissue in your gut, called gut-associated lymphoid tissue, becomes less effective at distinguishing friend from foe. Third, and this surprised researchers, the mucus layer protecting your intestinal wall thins significantly. This matters because beneficial bacteria live in that mucus. When the layer thins, they lose their home. But let me shift your perspective on this. These changes are not inevitable decline. They are signals. Your body is telling you it needs different nutritional support than it did at 30. The people in the Cork study who maintained or increased their bacterial diversity understood this. They adapted their eating patterns to support their changing biology. And the 5 foods that made the biggest difference will probably surprise you. Food number 1, fermented vegetables, specifically kimchi and sauerkraut. And here is why these work better than probiotic supplements for most people over 50. When you eat fermented vegetables, you are not just getting bacteria. You are getting bacteria that have already proven they can survive in an acidic environment. Plus, the vegetables themselves become prebiotics, meaning they feed the bacteria already living in your gut. A study from Stanford University found that people who ate 6 servings of fermented foods weekly for 10 weeks showed significant increases in microbial diversity and decreases in inflammation markers. The inflammation piece is crucial. Chronic low-grade inflammation damages the gut lining and disrupts the gut-brain connection. Fermented vegetables address both problems simultaneously. But here is the important detail most sources miss. Store-bought fermented foods are often pasteurized, which kills the beneficial bacteria. You want refrigerated products with live cultures, or better yet, make your own. The fermentation process is simpler than you think, and we will cover that in an upcoming video. But what I am about to tell you changes everything about how you should approach this. Food number 2 is extra virgin olive oil, and the reason might surprise you. Most people think of olive oil as heart healthy, which it is. But researchers discovered that olive oil contains polyphenol that specifically feed a bacteria called Akkermansia mucinifera. This bacteria is absolutely critical after 50 because it maintains the mucus layer I mentioned earlier. When Akkermansia thrives, your gut barrier stays strong. When it declines, you develop what is called intestinal permeability, or leaky gut, and inflammatory molecules escape into your bloodstream and travel to your brain. A study in the journal Gut Microbes found that people consuming 2 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil daily showed 40% higher Akkermansia levels after just 12 weeks. But here is the catch. Refined olive oil does not work. You need the cloudy, peppery, extra virgin variety because that is where the polyphenol live. If you want to see how these foods work together, subscribe now because this is exactly what we explore every week. Food number 3 is where science gets fascinating. Wild-caught fatty fish, particularly salmon, mackerel, and sardines. You probably know omega-3 fatty acids reduce inflammation. But what researchers discovered recently is that these fats actually change which bacteria can survive in your gut. Omega-3s shift the microbial balance towards species that produce more of those brain-fueling short-chain fatty acids I mentioned earlier. A Norwegian study tracking adults over 60 found that those eating fatty fish 3 times weekly had measurably better cognitive performance and 25% higher levels of bifidobacteria, a species directly linked to reduced anxiety and improved memory. But pay attention to this detail. Farm-raised fish have significantly lower omega-3 content and often contain antibiotics that can harm your microbiome. Wild-caught is essential. Sardines and mackerel are often more affordable than salmon and actually have higher omega-3 concentrations. Canned versions with bones provide additional calcium, making them especially valuable after 50 when bone density becomes a concern. Food number 4, prebiotic fiber from specific sources. And this is the piece that ties everything together. Probiotics are the bacteria. Prebiotics are what feed them. Without adequate prebiotic fiber, even the healthiest bacteria will starve. The most powerful prebiotic foods for gut-brain health after 50 are Jerusalem artichokes, garlic, onions, leeks, and asparagus. These contain a type of fiber called inulin that humans cannot digest but beneficial bacteria absolutely thrive on. A study published in Nature Microbiology found that increasing prebiotic fiber intake improved cognitive test scores in adults over 55 within just 8 weeks. The mechanism is direct. Prebiotic fiber feeds bacteria that produce butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that crosses the blood-brain barrier and has been shown to enhance memory consolidation and reduce neuroinflammation. Start slowly with these foods. Your microbiome needs time to build up the bacteria that can process increased fiber. Begin with 1 serving daily and increase gradually over 2 weeks to avoid digestive discomfort. Food number 5, and this one might be the most practical of all, high-quality yogurt with live active cultures. But not just any yogurt. You want varieties that contain Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium strains specifically. A UCLA brain imaging study found remarkable results. Women who ate probiotic-rich yogurt twice daily for 4 weeks showed actual changes in brain regions controlling emotion and sensation. Their gut bacteria had literally rewired their brain's response to stress. The key is avoiding yogurts loaded with added sugar, which feeds harmful bacteria and negates the benefits. Look for plain varieties with less than 5 grams of sugar per serving, then add your own berries for natural sweetness. Greek yogurt is particularly valuable because the straining process concentrates the protein and beneficial bacteria. For those who are lactose intolerant, coconut-based